something and stay in.
So we are on meal number 2 of Savory Saturday. We are making chicken pad thai. So I'm going to go through what we need for this. And this is in the Instant Pot. So we're going to need chicken breast, just 1 large breast or 2 small ones, chicken broth, red pepper flakes, creamy peanut butter, sriracha, pad thai rice noodles, red pepper, and matchstick carrots, garlic, which is from our garden that I'm so proud of, green onions, brown sugar, a zucchini, fish sauce, sesame oil, soy sauce, brown rice vinegar, and these 2 things are optional, cilantro and a lime. You cut this up in quarters, and then you can put it next to your meal. That is everything you're going to need, guys, and let's get started making this meal. Your area prepped. I've got my Instant Pot out here. Remember to put your ring in your cover so it comes up to pressure. I forget that sometimes. Cutting up our vegetables and getting these prepped. So we're cutting up the green peppers, just thin slices. Peel your garlic. We need 5 cloves of garlic. Got my 5 cloves. I'm going to just peel them up and put them in my mincer. 5 cloves of garlic. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is dice up the chicken into cubes.
So I think they said about the size cubes.
Yep, little cubes.
That's what we did with the recipe.
Whenever I use my Instant Pot, I just give it a quick little spray at the bottom. And we just use, I don't know, we got this from the dollar store or Dollar General, I think. We're adding the chicken into the bottom of the pan. And I do have my rubber seal on here now. 1 cup of the matchstick carrots. We're going to add the green onions in there. So in that same bowl, we put our garlic in there. We're going to put a 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar. 1/4 cup of chicken broth is going in. 1/4 cup of rice vinegar going in. 1/4 cup of soy sauce going in. 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. There is 1 and 2. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. There is 1 and there's 2. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil going in. So we changed this up a little bit. It calls for 1 tablespoon of sriracha, but we're going to do a little bit of sriracha because we're not sriracha fans. Ooh, you got it in your eye? Ooh, it spurted up in his eye. That's not a good thing. So 1/2 teaspoon of sriracha going in. I'm taking over while Cory rinses out his eye.
Under my glasses, directly to my eyeball.
About 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. The tip for my viewers.
The tip is, be careful with sriracha. It really burns if it gets in your eye.
It really burns when you get, I can imagine.
Oh.
The sauce I'll put in, that's what goes in the sauce. So we're going to mix this up with a whisk. I'm just going to whisk this up and make sure the peanut butter is broken up and mixed well in there. Right now we're going to add the sauce, and I'm going to just stir it up a little to get all the stuff out of there. Okay, so we've got that in there, and now we're just going to push all that stuff down into the sauce. Now we're going to cook this up, so let's put the cover on it. Make sure it's on sealing, and then we're going to push manual, so custom on mine time, and we're going to go down to 4 minutes. And then we're going to press play. And then we wait. Once this is done, you're going to let it slow release for 5 minutes. And then we'll show you the next step. Now, while this is starting to come up to pressure, we got a pan full of water here. We're going to cook the pad thai noodles, because if you put them in here, it's going to get too mushy. So we're going to cook the pad thai noodles for 5 minutes once this comes to a boil. Meantime, while we wait, Cory's going to slice up some peppers and the small zucchini. That goes in last because it'll steam. He's going to slice it up very, very thin. Top and the bottom of the pepper are going to go in our breakfast tomorrow, so he's just going to matchstick style the larger part of it. Now we're going to use the other part for breakfast because why throw that away? It's perfectly good pepper. It bugs me so bad when I see people throw that kind of pepper away. Seeing how much they cost in the store, it's amazing. So please don't throw those away. Cut them up into pieces and throw them in your breakfast in the morning.
Or throw them in the freezer.
Or throw them in the freezer. They freeze really well, by the way. The last thing we got to do for this is chop up the zucchini. Of course, we're not going to peel it because this is from our garden and it's fine. And it says matchstick size. So matchstick size is what we're looking for. And that is perfect. Good job, hon.
Thank you.
Still slicing, and it already came up to pressure and is already going down to 2 minutes already. So we're going to wait till this gets 0, and then we're going to count up to 5 minutes before we release this. I'm going to start my water boiling. Once that water comes to boil, we're going to put the entire 8-ounce container in the pan and let it boil for 5 minutes. Set your timer. You don't want these to overcook. Okay, so this is done, and now we're going to count upwards to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to pressure release that. This is counting up now. It's already at 1, and I've got the peppers and the zucchini here. So once that counts down to 5 and we pressure release the rest of that pressure, we're going to add these and then close this back up and let these cook in there for another 5 minutes. So it's hit 5 minutes, and we're going to just pressure release this now, the rest of it. And when that little red dot pops down, we're going to open this up and throw these in. It's coming up to boil slowly, but it's getting there. It's popped down, and it's at 6. Now let's take a peek inside. Holy cow, it smells so good. Now this is called Savory Saturday for a reason. Because this is going to be some high pointage here, but it is going to be yummy. So we're just going to put that down the best we can and just tuck it down in the liquid here. And we're going to let that steam for about 5 minutes with this closed back up. So 12 minutes, we'll check it again. That is up to a boil. I'm going to add the pad thai noodles, and these will shrink down and push them down inside the water. Timer set for 5 minutes. Just a tip, if you spray just a tiny dab of this in your boiling water, it doesn't boil over. This was going for 9 minutes while I waited for these to get done, and I drained these. And now we're just going to open this up and give this a stir. So Cory's kind of getting the noodles broken up here. And then I think I might thicken this up a little if it doesn't thicken up on its own with a little bit of chicken broth and cornstarch. I'll let you know. Because if that's still runny, I don't like the runny liquid in pad thai. I like thicker liquid. So you know me, I'm a rule breaker. I put this on sear, and I'm going to let this come to boil to cook up those peppers because they are really crunchy yet. I've got a tablespoon of cornstarch here, and I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons of chicken broth. And once this boils for a few minutes, I'm going to keep stirring it because I don't want the bottom to burn. Then I'm going to add this while it boils. I'll show you what I mean. I literally had this boiling for like 3 minutes only. I added only a teaspoon of that is all it needed, and it thickened up really nicely. So we're going to call this good. I'm going to turn this off now and unplug it because I don't want it to burn at the bottom, because it will on this high searing here. It's for searing meat. So, but look, it got to really so much thicker. So that is perfect. So you only need like just a little bit of that. Tablespoon, half a tablespoon probably, and a tablespoon of chicken broth. That's it, guys. We'll let you know how it tastes. Better in the light now. It looks delicious. Smells really good too. We'll let you know how it tastes. Cory cut up a lime in quarters and the rest of the green peppers, and we're going to dish this up. Now, I recommend doing peanuts on this too, like regular peanuts, but we don't have any. So, oh, and cilantro. Yes, we got to have a little cilantro. He's going to cut up a little bit of cilantro here. We've got a big mess going on here, so just ignore that. But yeah, we'll let you know how it tastes, and we'll show you the end dish.
So this is supposed to be 4 servings.
4 servings, yeah. 2 of those scoops is 1 serving, so
Yeah,
don't take
that's
any
pretty
more
close.
than that.
Looks about right. And then you got a little lime.
Put the lime in the coconut.
Or that doesn't look good. There.
So we are both enjoying this a lot, and both of us agree that the cilantro and the garnish onions really make this dish awesome. And I think peanuts, added peanuts on top, would be a big bonus as well. Very good, a lot of points. But that is what Savory Saturday is all about. So we make dishes that are very tasty, could be high points, but could be low points. But we're going to make sure that we really enjoy them before we show them on our channel. But this one is a keeper. Pretty easy. Most of it's made in the Instant Pot, although you do have to bake the noodles separate. A little bit of work doing it, but it wasn't bad, was it? You know, it wasn't bad at all. A couple things to chop up and that's it, but it's worth it because this is delicious. The spice, out of 1 out of 5, what would you rate this spicy? A 3?
Well, for us,
right in the middle for us?
probably a 3. It's
Yeah.
like a medium for us.
It's not really super spicy. It's not like you have to have milk candy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how fresh those hot pepper flakes are.
Yeah, I put a half a teaspoon of hot pepper flakes. If yours is very fresh, I'd almost limit it to a 1/4 teaspoon if you put sriracha in with it, which like we did. We put a teaspoon of sriracha and a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, but our pepper flakes aren't the newest. They're older, so they don't have as much spice as newer pepper flakes would have. So be careful with that. If they're new, put less in. But we call this a medium spice. More mention the vegetables. They are perfectly done, I think, especially doing that just for a couple minutes at the end, letting it boil a little bit while it thickens up. And it's a tiny bit of crunch to it, but perfect for a Thai dish. So we're happy with how it turned out. It's definitely not mushy. It's a little tiny bit of crunch to it. Thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you on the next Savory Saturday. Bye-bye, guys.